What I'm about to tell you, what we're going to talk about today is how schools are pushing our kids straight into the criminal justice system. It's going to make some of y'all uncomfortable. That's exactly why we need to have this talk.
Mic check, 1, 2. Welcome to the wave. It's the South, got something to say. No time to behave. We talk truth from the booth. Ain't no time for the fake. Politics, pain, and power. Every move that we make. From Selma to Savannah, we rise and we stand. With a voice for the voiceless and truth in our hand. Portez blazing. Every Thursday we ignite Southern soul in your speakers. We shine that light up. Down in the South, we got something to say. Turn the volume up. We don't play. From the struggle to the rise, we pave that way. It's the real every week. Press play, press play. Down in the South, we got something to say. Turn the volume up. We don't play. From the struggle to the rise, we pave that way. It's the real every week.
Welcome back to the South Got Something to Say podcast, where we're diving into our 10-part series called the Pipeline Project, where we confront the system, funneling our children from classrooms to courtrooms. I'm your host, Mel Boat. And today in episode 3, we're exploring one of the most impactful forces inside the school-to-prison pipeline, the presence of law enforcement in our schools. Let's talk about what happens when a place meant for learning turns into a place of policing. And it happens every day all across the country. But it wasn't always this way. In fact, the rise of school resource officers, also known as SROs, started back in the 1990s. The war on drugs, followed by tragedies like the Columbine shooting, sparked a wave of fear. Schools across America began placing police officers inside the buildings, hoping to keep students safe. See, in 1999, I remember the Columbine shooting. And to America's point, it was fear among our schools. All across the country. How can somebody come into school and shoot up our precious itty bitties, our precious babies? So there was some fear in the schools. So America started placing police officers inside the buildings, hoping to keep students safe. The federal government has supported it with funding like cops in school. But here's what happened next. Here's what happens next. Those officers weren't just protecting against outside threats. They began enforcing discipline inside the schools, replacing the principal office with a police report. And the truth is, some school policies do more harm than good. We had an episode last week, episode 2 was a powerful video where we talked about how school policies is fueling the school-to-prison pipeline. And the truth is, some school policies do more harm than good. They are targeting our kids. Here's a video example of what could happen when a police officer responds to classroom discipline issues. Instead of counseling a student who's upset or breaking up a small fight, officers begin arresting students for things as simple as talking back or skipping class. Let me tell you a real story in South Carolina. This happened in South Carolina. 2 middle girls got into a hallway scuffle, something that could have been solved with just a simple conversation. But instead, they were both handcuffed and arrested in front of their classmates. Their first brush with the criminal justice system happened not in the streets, but in the school hallway. Imagine that. A normal childhood school scuffle between two young ladies ended them in the criminal justice system. And the statistics is even more alarming. Over 1.7 million students go to schools that have police in the schools but have no counselors. Think about that. No counselor to help with anxiety, trauma, or grief, but there's a cop with handcuffs ready to take a student to jail right down the hallway. And as we go through these numbers, think about this. Black students are 3 times more likely than white students to be arrested in school. Black students who look like me, are 3 more times likely than a white student to be arrested in school. Student with disabilities, twice as likely to be referred to law enforcement. So this isn't about safety, this is about control. And it's hurting our most vulnerable students. See, once a student is arrested, the impact is long-term. They lose instructional time. Their reputation is damaged. And many of them just disengage entirely. And they're up to 4 times more likely to drop out. Once a student's reputation is damaged and they become disengaged entirely, not to mention losing instructional time, they are more likely, up to 4 times, to drop out. Here's another heartbreaking example. It was a student in Texas that was arrested for breaking a pencil out of frustration. A frustrated child needing help was met with handcuffs. But let's ask the hard question. In your opinion, do you think school resource officers, SROs, actually make school safer? In your opinion, leave your thoughts in the comment section, because there's no evidence that they prevent school shootings. There is no evidence that they make school safer altogether. So I would love to hear your opinion. In fact, research shows that their presence can escalate situations rather than calm them down. So we need to start looking at what is proven to work. You know one thing that's proven to work? Counselors, social workers, restorative justice programs. School with these resources see better behavior, stronger community involvement, and less violence. Take Denver, for example. They removed school resource officers out of their school altogether, and they replaced them with trained behavioral staff, and arrests went down. The climate improved. All by taking the fear of police officers with guns and badges walking our kids' hallways. They replaced them with mental health therapists, school counselors, and arrests went down. And the school climate became more of a fun and productive learning environment. Hold up, I need to know something. Have you ever seen a student punished for something that should have been a teaching moment? Drop it in the comments right now. Your perspective matters here. Over here on the South Got Something to Say podcast. Your perspective matters. Then come back and let's finish the conversation. Have you ever seen a student punished for something that should have been a teaching moment? See, over on the South Got Something to Say podcast, we are building a system. We are building conversation to disrupt this school-to-prison pipeline. So what's the solution? We need to talk about solutions. We don't need more police in our schools. We need more people who are trained to help kids, to help kids grow, to help kids heal, to help kids succeed. That means funding counselors, not cops. Using restorative practices to resolve conflicts. Support students, not criminalizing. We don't have to criminalize our students, just support them. And as we close, I want to ask you, this is your school, the school in your community. I want to ask, does the schools in your community prioritize connection or control? It's a difference. Ask your district, how many counselors do we have? Who gets called when a student has a meltdown? Do you call the cops or do you call the mental health professionals? Do you call the school resource officer or do you call a counselor? Are we preparing kids for college or setting them up for court? Are we preparing kids for college or setting them up for court? Those are questions we must ask ourselves. We got to go to our district. We got to go to our school board members. We got to talk to our principal. We got to have more community involvement. We got to know, are we preparing our kids? Are we pipelining them straight to a criminal justice system? We have to understand these things. All right, family, before you go, here's what I need from you. We need your involvement in this school-to-prison pipeline. What's one thing your school or community could do differently to keep our kids out of the system? What can we do as parents? What can our community leaders do? What can school administrators do? What can school board? What can districts do to keep our kids out the system? Drop your answer below, because your voice matters in this fight. We're not just building a YouTube channel here. We are building a movement for real change. Hit that subscribe button. If you're ready to be a part of a solution, hit the subscribe button. And in the next video, I see you in the next one. Hit that bell notification because you'll never miss a video. Because in the next video, we're diving into how mental health struggles are criminalized instead of treated. That's another powerful episode. That'll be episode 4 of the Pipeline Project. Episode 1 and 2 is already up in the YouTube channel. South Got Something to Say podcast with Melbo. And we're going to add resources in our YouTube description. We're going to add resources to and some of the research that we'll find. We're going to put them in the description. But we're building a movement for real change. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification. Like the video. And if you know somebody that can use this information, share the video. The pipeline ends where support begins. Y'all write that down. Everybody put that in the comment. The pipeline ends where support begins. Let's be the ones who help students stay in the classroom and out of the courtroom. Let's be the one who helps students stay in the classroom and out of the courtroom. Each one teach one. Love or be loved.
Yo, hit that sub if you feel what we're bring truth from the south. Yeah, the bell steady ringing, we talk real talk, no cap, no disguise. From the block to the boardroom, we open in the eye. Politics, pain, and the power we claim. Every topic on fire, but the mission the same. Don't scroll past, take a second, press play, cause the south got something to say. Every week, no, yo.
Subscribe right now, don't wait, don't
don't sleep. Got the truth in your ear and the vibe run deep. Real talk from the South, we gon' lead the way. So lock in with the team. God